Hey, my lovely people, welcome back to Faith Live Music, where we give you biblical perspective on real life matters, because real life matters. So I have this song that's been on my mind. Well, actually, I changed the lyrics, but it goes like this. Do you remember the time when God did so good? Do you remember the time? Yes, what I mean by that, okay, is it so essential to remembering the times, because we're going to have some troubled times. And that's what I want to talk about today. We're going to look at a specific psalm by Asaph, and it really talks about when in trouble, I sought the Lord. And I want us to be able to apply that biblical perspective to our real life matters, because we're going to go there. We're going to have those moments, but we need to be prepared, because if not, we can fall into spiritual amnesia. And when that happens, we can lose hope in Jesus. When that happens, we can lose trust in God, because discouragement is getting the best of us, or because delayed matters in life are getting the best of us. And so it's a choice in our troubled times to seek the Lord. We even saw what happened to the Israelites. They had real spiritual amnesia. Okay, I'm talking about the fact that they were taken out of Egypt to become free, but their mind was still in Egypt, to the point that they even at one point wanted to go back, because they were having troubled times in the wilderness, right? There was this waiting, there was this long traveling. God still provided in the midst of that, but still they just didn't seem to remember what God had done. Do you not remember that He just took you from slavery and you want to go back? Do you not remember that He's been providing for you every day to eat for you and your family? And we are so guilty of that too, right? We're going to look at a specific psalm today by Asaph, and he's really seeking the Lord because of times of trouble. I'm talking about crying out to the Lord, seeking Him completely. Now, here's what it says. It says in verse 11, I will remember the deeds of the Lord. Yes, I will remember your wonders of old. I will ponder all your work and meditate on your mighty deeds. Your way, O God, is holy. What God is great like our God? These are questions to answer for ourselves, right? And actions, right? It says, one, I will remember, meaning what He has done. And then it says pondering. That means meditating on your work, all the great things that you have done, right? That requires you to go back to the past. It requires you to pull up from your memory all that He has done. And then the question is, your way is holy. What God is great like our God? The answer is there's no other God that could be as great. But see, it takes a choice in the mind to say, I'm going to remember. And so today, in closing, I want to give you something real applicable that I want to do even more often, and that is writing down what He has done. Write down His faithfulness, because when you're facing that difficulty with provision, you can go back and say, God provided for me last time. He's not going to leave me. Or when you're facing that moment where you're wondering, is He going to answer? God answered last time I waited. Waiting is not easy, but He's going to answer, right? And so write down over the last decade or over the last year, what has God done? Remember the times of when God has shown Himself over and over again. Thank you again for tuning in. Do me a favor, if this blessed you today on a Friday, like it, share it with someone else so that they too can be blessed. And on top of that, I would love it for you if you subscribe to our channel and join our Faith Life community. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you next week.